Welcome to That Entrepreneur Life, a podcast about entrepreneurship that takes you from idea to launch and beyond. Each week, your hosts, Andrew Lees and Clint McPherson, discuss different business topics aimed at adding value to any entrepreneur's journey.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of That Entrepreneur Life. I'm Andrew Lees, and I'm here with my co-host, Clint McPherson. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Just excited to record another episode with you like always, and excited to announce our guest today. And so let's go ahead and don't waste any more time and go ahead and kick this thing off by welcoming Shaily Hakimian to the show. How you doing?
Hey, good. I am so pumped to be here. I love how y'all have put this together. Your website is fabulous. The SEO, the knowledge, you've worked hard to organize this show, and I'm so glad to be a part of it.
Love it. Yeah. Thanks for being on, Shaily. And, maybe you could get a little more energy, not
I'm sharing it.
Not feeling it enough. Yeah, no. It's awesome.
Sending it through the airwaves to all your podcast listeners.
Yeah, we love it. We're picking it up, and I'm sure our audience will too.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you on the show today. Before we get into everything, can you just kind of give us a quick overview of who you are and what you're all about?
Absolutely. So I'm your social media Sherpa. I love LinkedIn. People know me from posting all sorts of tips and tricks every month on LinkedIn that can help their businesses grow. So often I hear entrepreneurs are like, I don't need social media. I get my business by referral. And they say that all the time. And I'm over here like, okay, as a former social media freelancer, I was like, okay, what does that mean? I mean, they don't need me. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Yeah. And it hit me a few years ago. I was like, wait a second. Social media is your business referral network. So I help people who have collected good people over their years of business and help them stay in touch with those people using the tools of the web. So sometimes it starts with that social media piece. Maybe for some, it's LinkedIn. It's making sure that they have a good email system going and making sure they're in a good place. So I work with people one-on-one to get their marketing in place so that they can remind all of their favorite people and their referral generators that they're there and that they're awesome at what they do.
Man, I love that.
Yep.
Yeah, I know how difficult it is to convince business owners, even small business owners, because my passion, I own a digital marketing agency, and my passion when I started it was to help the small business, succeed and realize that consistency is at the forefront of what we do, right? And so social media you can leverage it in a way that, you can't with other things, and business owners do not understand that. And they're like, well, I don't need Facebook. I don't need Instagram. I don't need LinkedIn.
No.
But you don't know how far and how much you can separate yourself from the competition if you just leverage that.
And the other thing I would say too is that it's not even that they there's a lot of magic there, but I don't think they realize that they actually have the secret to social media that people who start from zero don't have, is that if you're a business owner, you already have clients and you already have people that love you,
right.
That's your audience. The audience is the hardest part to build, and they have it. If they put it in a place where they can keep in touch with those people, that's where they can get even more referrals. Is that some people don't think of it. If they don't think of me for 6 months, they might not phone me when they actually have a problem. And that's where they have the most opportunity that they don't use up. And I think you and I, all of us, we want to encourage that, right?
I mean, that will only take you so far, right? The word of mouth or the referral system. Yes, that's great to have it. And that helps you get further along. And that's the greatest form of advertising. But that also goes only so far, right? So for you to have that consistent reach to build that relationship with those individuals specifically that are already your clients, that you're already doing business with you, that is the most powerful leverage, because those are the ones you want reviews from. Those are the ones that will drive additional foot traffic through your door. Yes. And they need to understand that.
Yes. Yeah. And we hear this over and over again from every sales guru out there. It's your easiest customer is your current customer or their referrals. We people do social media somebody's going to fall from the sky and be my $1 million client. Maybe occasionally it happens. It happened to me a few weeks ago and I was like, oh, this is great. Not $1 million client, but it was a nice thing. But for the most part, people aren't going to fall from the sky. It's a lot easier if you remind them that you're there and that you're awesome so that they can tell other people about you. And as a starting point, that's going to amplify that audience even further. But that's the easiest place to start.
For sure.
Love that. Yeah. I mean, it's what's interesting about social media is that it's a mass marketing tool. So it's a mass referral marketing tool, but it's so personalized. You know, you can connect with celebrities, you can connect with anybody. You can literally send anyone you want a direct message. It will go to their, you know,
I've stories.
They might not read it, but they might too, you know.
Can I tell you? They might be, but that's the thing is that they have more power now to reach who you want to reach now because of the internet. So there's so much. Now, here's the thing, like before it used to be like you call somebody, you cold call, maybe they pick up, maybe they don't pick up. It's excruciating. It's hard.
Yeah,
but
people hate that anyway.
People hate that, right? And then you have like emails, right? You email a company, you're like, love me, give me money, I want gig. like, you know, that's hard. That's very hard. But now let's say, and I'll give you this example. I do workshops for like teenagers, especially teenage women, on teaching them how to like make their LinkedIn profiles look fabulous. And while doing this workshop, I taught them one of my favorite tricks, which is what you were just saying about you can get in touch with anybody. And I asked one of the young women, and she's like, I was like, who is somebody you look up to in the world? And they were all like women in tech. And they're like, you know, 16, 17 years old. They're like, I love the CEO from House Party. You know, House Party, that app, you can play games with your friends. It's fun. She's like, the CEO of House Party sounds so cool. It'd be so cool to talk to her. And I was like, okay, let's go stalk her on social media. So we looked at her LinkedIn. It was kind of whatever. We looked at her Twitter, and weirdly enough, she's super active on Twitter, and like nobody's talking to her on Twitter. There's no comments. There's no nothing. And I'm like, I wonder, teenage girl, if you were that one nice person that sends her replies and comments and engages with her content, don't you think she's going to love you? Don't you think if all the teenagers out there, she's going to be open to helping you one day? I think yes. And that's true for every industry. I mean, I've talked to the president of K-Swiss because of Twitter. He's like super jazzed on there. You can get in touch with so many people in a way more fun manner than your typical phone call or your typical email. LinkedIn, the same way too. It's so much easier. It's like the whole world is in your pocket now.
Yeah, definitely. And which can get overwhelming too. So there's the flip side of the coin is that
we've all seen Social Dilemmas. It's true.
Yeah. It can be. But the cool thing is that if you learn a little bit more about it and you get comfortable, you know, and you just start from somewhere, then like you said, it's all there. The potential is absolutely limitless. And it's never been easier to leverage something. It's never been easier to connect with people than it is now. So
Agreed.
Yes, and it sounds like, are your people that like live and binge all of your stuff, are they at zero? Are they like completely like they haven't marketed anything on social media, or have they dove in? Because I'm kind of curious. There's lots of thoughts I can do to kick them in the butt to play around.
No, I mean, I think we have it at every level, right? You got people starting, people, you know, afraid to succeed, afraid to fail at the same time. You're like, hey, that's a dilemma right there you're facing. Like, you just got to take action, right? So there we have it from the beginning to the you know, the very experience. So
interesting. So you have the whole gamut. So here's where I put this out there. Some people ask me, they're like, you know, like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to put something out, I'm scared, I'm this, I'm that. Like, it's real. I even said this the other day to someone. I was like, I'm even sometimes scared to post stuff online, and it's me. I'm like, this is my thing. And I know, shocking, right? But I say, you know what? It's like you go, and I don't know, you're some dudes, I don't know, maybe you'll relate to this, but like when I go to the store and I want to go buy a dress, I put the dress on, I put it on, I look in the mirror, how does it feel? Do I like it? I can buy it that day. Maybe I'll put it back on the rack. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow. I can try it on and see what it feels like. I don't have to commit to it right away. You just experiment. And I think with social media, you can experiment without people watching you. Like, I'm on this live streaming app now that no one's heard of before. None of my friends have seen it. There's a very good chance nobody I know is going to know about it. And it's fun because I can experiment. If I don't like it, I don't have to tell anybody that I'm there. I've done that with like Periscope. I even have a podcast. I don't even advertise it, but certain friends of mine have found it. I'm like, great. You love it. Go for it. It's just, I can't, like, I commend you both for putting this together. It's a lot of work, but that's the part where I'm just like, experiment with a platform. None of your friends have to know you're doing it. Try it on. If you like making the content, make more. If you don't, it's okay. It's when you decide to commit, like you were saying, it's that the consistency is what makes that magic happen. But when you're experimenting, it's okay. Try it on. If you love it, great, keep going. If you don't love it, it's okay. Experiment somewhere else. You're going to find your spot, and you're going to find where your people are. Yeah,
no doubt. I mean, before we take it any further though, Shaily, like, can you take us, because I can tell you're a very enthusiastic, very, very excited individual, which we love, right? This is the easiest part when it comes when somebody comes to on our show like this. It makes the conversation flow, and it makes it so much easier for the interview to happen, right? And it gets us excited. So with our audience listening and tuning in, and you being the social media sharper that you are right? So can you take our audience back to when your entrepreneurial journey actually started? and what it is about entrepreneurship that you're excited about.
So wild. So this is something that only because I was looking into doing more podcasts did I realize I had. Like, the story of how many businesses have actually been through to get to where I am today never gave credit to. So I grew up as a kid of like an entrepreneur. My dad has been in business for like 100 years. He's actually an influencer in his own right. He's got a WhatsApp chat room that he's like super known for. Now people are paying for. It's like, there's lots of videos on YouTube of me talking about it. He's a cool dude. So he's an influencer, he's a connector in his network. So I grew up like watching him be in business. And I also knew like out of college that I wanted to work and do what I wanted. So like this has been in my soul for a long time, but here's where it really started. So I hate to say it. I'm crazy that I'm going to admit this on the air, but I did a bake sale in high school, fundraise for a charity. That was kind of like my first business with profit margins. But the thing that was a little bit more embarrassing is that when I turned 18, the summer before going to Indiana University, I got pulled in, and I hate to say it, I got pulled into an MLM, not knowing much about MLMs. And it was like kind of the first time I was like, I'm selling something. And I realized I stuck at this whole selling thing. And I'm like, I'm going to have a party. And like, I had one person buy, and I was like, oh, I feel bad. I'm not giving you a discount. And I felt guilty. And I was this and I was that. I was like, and I was like, I'm not selling enough. And I'm like, oh, wait, I don't know what to do here. And it was just a whole big mess. And I mean, we all know the stories about MLMs, but like, it was great that I got that out of my system now. Cause now I know like, that's just not my thing. Like, I'm not going to touch that. But it taught me a lot of things about selling. I was like, I didn't love my product as much as I probably should have.
Yeah.
Whatever. So that happened. I learned my lesson. Some people still remember me from those days, and they knew what I was selling. It was very funny, hilarious, but it'll just be a mystery potentially. From there, what did I do next? So I studied education in college, and then from education, I went to what I do. I also did freelancing for social media. So I was doing that for a lot of nonprofits, which was super fun. And then from there, can I tell you how I got to the Sherpa point? Because this is the crazy part. So maybe your audience knows, but BNI, does your audience know BNI? Like, do you know what BNI is? Do you all know what it is? Maybe I should tell you.
No.
So BNI, it's like a business networking group. They have clubs like this all over the world, and people pay membership. And essentially a group of like 10 to 25 entrepreneurs meet every single week, and they remind each other what their business is. And it becomes almost like your referral network. Everyone is in a different industry. So they have these everywhere. You can go for like a session or two for free, which is awesome. So I went there, and they knew I did social media. They knew that I was like a great freelancer, but like you said, Clint, you wanted to help the small businesses. Small businesses aren't ready to spend $500, $1,000, $2,000 a month if they're solo on hiring someone to do their social media. So I wasn't the best fit in that way. But then one lady was like, Shaily, I get it. You know social media. I just don't know if I can hire you to do my social media, but can I just sit down with you and can I just pay you to teach me social media? And I was like, wait a second. I was certified. Light bulb, right? Exactly. Light bulb. I'm a certified teacher. I love motivating people. I love working with people one-on-one. I was like, wait a second, this is what I should be doing? And so we did a few sessions, and she loved it, and she was doing her own Instagram anyway, and now she's doing it better. So one thing led to another, and I've been teaching social media ever since. I just finished teaching a class at the University of Chicago. I've been at various universities doing workshops. I work with lots of people one-on-one. Even one of your podcast guests is a client of mine. It happens. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. That's how I got to where I am today, and it always evolves and grows, but I got to give credit to where I started. So I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, that's an awesome story.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. I think a lot of us have probably had some experiences with MLMs, maybe not bake sales, but lemonade stands, selling. We've had a couple guests we actually had two guests who sold, golf balls that they got out of the pond they lived near, they lived on golf courses. They would jump into the pond or just rake them out, and then sell them back to golfers. So I mean, there's some creative ways to make money, especially as a kid out there. So that's cool that you were, it's cool that you were involved so early.
Yeah. But in the MLM game, you brought up a good point. I mean, you realized that that wasn't your cup of tea, right? Like that wasn't, you maybe didn't believe in it as much as you should. So if you're going into multi-level marketing, which there's nothing against that, guys, because I stay away from it. I've dabbled in it, but you have to believe in the product. And you have, and not just you, but you have to take it from a standpoint is everybody else going to believe in this? Like, if is it an easy sale? There's some things that are out there in the MLM game that, people love and they'll eat up. But is it something you're going to be excited to have to push on a daily basis or get people signed up under you and all this other garbage? It's like, it's not for me. It's
not for me either. But you learn, you live and you learn, right? We all start somewhere. I'm glad I did it, but now I'm like, it's not for me. Like, I do not want to be your underline or whatever, but anyway, there's a lot of people. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff for that.
Like, I need you, Shaily. You're gonna make me platinum. I need you. Sign up.
Oh my, it's insane. But anyway, you know what? Been there, done that. That company actually, I think, doesn't even exist anymore. So,
gotcha.
It's like it was a good decision to get away. So anyway,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, you kind of talked about how you started out, what got you into entrepreneurship, and then figuring out that social media was really something that you could teach, which is great, because I'm sure you've figured out the profit margin on info products is pretty high, so so that's always a good one if you can, but how did you get proficient with social media? Was it through personal use and then you got really good at it with personal use, or was it, did you need to use social media for business and like that's how you really learned it and figured out how to hone your skills for social media?
These are juicy questions. Make sure I hit on all these, because every single thing you asked was like fire. And I'm sure every listener is like, oh my gosh, how the heck does lady get it? So I'm going to tell you a little bit more of the backstory. So it wasn't a business, but back on MySpace, I was a leader on MySpace, right? I'm the MySpace leader. I had a community that I had cultivated. I don't know how many. Do you want to know my weird hobby? I can tell you now.
Go ahead. Sure.
So I love the shows Big Brother and Survivor. Like, I love them so much. And so I was in the fan pages for those shows on MySpace, and I loved it. And I found within those communities, there were nerds that played online versions of these shows on MySpace. And I was like, I'm really competitive. I know.
I'm in.
Oh my gosh, it gets crazy. People do it in real life now, but there's an Ignite talk on YouTube about how this hobby has taken 10 new levels. But anyway, back to the story here. So there's people who played online versions of these games, and they were promoting in the fan pages, and they were kind of spammy, and most of the fans didn't really care. So I was like, why don't we just have our own MySpace group? So I did it. I created this hub, and I brought all these people together, and it was really magical. So I learned a lot there, not realizing it was social media. I don't think the word social media was like a big word back then. I mean, I was like 14 or whatever. But that's what I was doing. I featured people. I managed the community. I engaged people. I made rules. I tried to protect people from not getting hurt by each other. Like, I learned a lot there. So that's one piece of it. The other piece of why I got so good at social media, and this is all kind of related to this MySpace thing, is that it is a little bit of my like deep little struggle story here of like, I was a kid that didn't have friends. I was bullied. I was teased. I don't think I had real friends till high school. And my real best friends came as a result of that online MySpace community. So for me, it was being so internet connected and how it changed my life to make me have friends, that I knew that was my tool to facilitate friendships. It was a tool that I loved. And I realized over time that those exact skills are what my clients call me for, is that they have relationships, but they don't know how to connect that world with their internet world, which is something that I had to learn out of necessity and out of survival.
Yeah.
So so that's how I got to where I am now, is that using those social skills that I had to learn to make friends, and really it translated into doing it for business. And I just, the internet changed my life. So now I'm helping other people use the internet to change their lives.
That's awesome. And I'm sure when you started with MySpace, you were connecting with people and making friends on MySpace, you probably weren't thinking that you'd be able to, turn it into a business. I'm 100%. Sure you were like, right.
No idea.
But that is amazing how you can, you get comfortable with something, you get good at it. If you're one step ahead of somebody else, you can teach that thing to somebody else. Like I've heard that before, you do one more day's worth of research than somebody else did. You can teach that day's worth of research then, because you are then more of an expert than somebody else. So,
true.
So it's cool.
Many days of research, I will tell you, many of accounts managed, many of organizations, even doing my own. Like, there's so many different places I've had to execute that I've picked up some tips and tricks that can help a lot of people that will never find this information otherwise.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, and it's very powerful. Again, look how you learn how to leverage and harness the power of, at the time you said, social media wasn't a big word, but leveraging the power of social media to create those friendships that you were lacking, in physical form, right, outside of social media, but then getting that engaged, it gave you a sense of empowerment, right? And I think that right there is awesome. And it's huge how you leverage that to get to where you are today. And not let a roadblock or a hurdle slow you down from, engaging with people and making those friends that, maybe you lacked beforehand, but now I highly doubt that's the case today.
Many friends in many places. I'm very grateful.
There you go.
But it's, awesome. But it's good. But social media is how I keep in touch with them. And social media is how I relate to them, is that I don't need to be on the phone with every single one of my friends or prospects for that matter.
Exactly.
To stay in touch with them, is that I can post something and they can see and know that I'm still around.
And that ties it directly into the question that I want to ask you now.
Please.
Because we know you've mentioned it already on the show, and we know you really like LinkedIn for networking, right? You just mentioned BNI groups, which we have several down in Wake Forest where we live at. But how are you using LinkedIn for business development to drive targeted leads to your businesses?
Ooh, so this is great. So LinkedIn, I love it. I love it because even today, I got to look both of you up and I see, we have mutual connection. That's one easy hack. If you're at a networking event, virtual or one day in real life, it's a great way to see what you have in common. That reputation makes a huge difference. That's one piece of the puzzle. Second piece of the puzzle is whenever I meet somebody at an event, and I go to a lot of virtual networking events now, I always write a message saying where I've met them, how we've connected, and all that stuff. Because you never know where they're going to pop up 2 years down the line. I'm like, where did I meet that person? What did we talk about? Who are they? And I write it in the message, which is a fun little hack. Or I do this with Facebook. I do it with a lot of platforms, just so I know where I met the person and what conversation we had. So that's one thing. I always engage with someone to write a very nice message after meeting someone at an event. Then the next thing comes up is that person that I met at an event who maybe is curious about my business, but is not ready to, buy anything, which is usually takes a few interactions before they buy. They now are a person in my network that there's a good chance, because especially not a lot of people are posting on LinkedIn, that they're going to see my content. So now every month when I post, they will be reminded that I'm someone that they met, and they will be educated on whatever tip I'm sharing that month. So over time, somebody who I met at a networking event 2 years ago could eventually become my client. And better yet, if it's a past client of mine, if they're already connected on LinkedIn, which if you're not connected to all your past clients on LinkedIn, do it. They will see the content that I put out on a regular basis. Sometimes I'll even talk about them on my podcast, not podcast, but actually sometimes I talk about my clients on podcasts. Yeah. So, but that's a big piece of it, is that getting your eyeballs that are in your target demo to see your content. And a lot of the people that I work with, they're connectors, they're networkers, they're going out there, they're going to the events, they're going to message people who are their people, but you got to get them to a place where they're going to see your content, which is great for email marketing. When you can get people off social, put them in your email, amazing. But that's the piece there. You're matching the eyeballs to the content that they don't even know they need yet. That's coming from you.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn's good for that.
Yeah. And do you think that LinkedIn is your content getting more eyeballs per post than maybe Instagram or Facebook? Because a lot of platforms are kind of restricted, right? Maybe in the beginning, all the algorithms messing everything up. So, or the algorithms are helping things too, right? But it's kind of, you just don't, whatever it's doing, you don't have any control over it. So do you think that your content is getting shared to your whole audience, or does it feel like maybe it's being limited a little bit?
So here's the thing. Any platform that's fun and exciting, at some point it's going to lose organic reach. People are going to be pissed. But one thing that will stay forever, if you can get them on an email list, and that'll protect you a little bit, but they will always change. But what will be forever and always is the relationships that you create. And I always use this example of my dad. My dad has 200 paying members in his chat room right now. Did he know 40 years ago that all of his best contacts were going to be in his chat room? No, but he had the relationships. And when that platform came up, he was able to match that to his community and what they were already using. And so that's what amazing, it is amazing. And so that's a piece of the puzzle there. But at the same time too, is a lot of people don't post, the algorithms love great stuff. The algorithms love when people tell you that they love their stuff. I think one of the simplest things that people don't do, and it can apply to all these platforms, and it can help you with the algorithms, is actually personally sending a message to invite them to like your page, or thanking them for liking your Instagram post, or, oh, hey, thanks for viewing my Twitter story, the new Twitter story fleets or whatever they're called. That little thank you is going to force them to look at your profile one more time. That not only feels good as a human being, but it also tells the algorithms that they're interested in you. So that's the hack there, is that it's the relationships that matter more than anything. And no matter what the algorithm does, if you're thanking people, it'll make a huge difference. And I know that, like, I'll give you this example, right? There's a mentor lady that I kind of helped on a project like 4 years ago, and she's a big deal. She knows everybody in Chicago. She's awesome. And I saw her like on another post where somebody was talking about me, and she's never liked anything on my posts on Facebook, or I'm sorry, LinkedIn. And so I messaged her to say thank you. And she's like, Shaily, I have questions for you. And I'm like, I've had no phone calls with you in 3 years. You have questions for me. I wonder where that came from. I wonder what I illuminated for you. And it was the information that I put out that she didn't know she needed that made her want to ask me more questions. So that's something to keep in mind there.
Yeah, I love that.
That's the power. That's how you leverage the power of relationships, right?
Huge.
Like, you don't know that one word of encouragement, that one thank you, that one whatever, that 10 minutes of conversation, the hour of conversation, whatever it is, planting that seed, and also showing people that you care and that you are human and you're not a robot. And you are staying active and posting stuff like on LinkedIn, and for that person to like it just randomly out of the blue, and for you to notice that, and you're like, man, well, and now it got you back, and it comes full circle, and it really paid huge dividends to re-engage that client.
Huge. Absolutely huge. Yeah. It's the bumping into the grocery store feature. It's like, you love when you bump into people in the grocery store and you get to say, oh, I was just thinking about you, and they never called, but it's like, now you're there. What were you going to say, Andrew? I saw you jumping in.
No. Yeah, I was just going to say that, it feels sometimes like, it feels a lot of times like work to engage with, all these people and to go out of your way. I mean, one really good tactic, especially with Instagram, but you could use the same thing with LinkedIn, is interacting with other people's posts, right? Commenting, like you said, like you were talking about earlier with that woman's Twitter account.
Yeah.
And she wasn't getting a lot of love. And, if you get in there and, comment and interact with other people in a genuine way, that's definitely part of it too, is like, if you're doing it in a genuine way, first of all, everything is better, from there. The algorithms will naturally pick up on that. People will respond better to it, and then it's going to feel less like work. That's something I struggle with, because social media to me is like, it's such a love-hate relationship.
Lay it on, let it out. You're not the only one. There's plenty of people who hate social media. I get it.
Yeah.
What is
it's like, it's so sometimes I'm like, oh man, this is such a cool thing. And in general, it is a cool way to connect with people. I get it. And then sometimes I'm like, man, I don't understand why people are posting this stuff, like it doesn't make any sense. Why do they think anybody cares?
They post crap.
But you know what, to be fair, even if one person cares, even if they're connecting with one person, it pulls in groups of people who, share your interests, and that's so cool. And if you don't like it, you don't have to be a part of it. So, it's definitely a very interesting way to connect with people, but it's so powerful that it's impossible to ignore if you have a business. Sure. You're going to need to get into something, even if it's YouTube, even if it's like not the most personal interactive platform, it's like you gotta do something to get your product and your service and your personality out there.
Okay. Yes, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I know a lot of people are going to relate to exactly what you said in terms of like, okay, it drives me crazy, or, I need to go put myself out there. There's a lot of that pressure. Yeah. And there's like, well, maybe I should get on YouTube. Maybe I should have a podcast. Maybe I should have this. There's a lot of people who just do it willy-nilly. They're like, I'm going to throw stuff everywhere and pray that something will fall from the sky. And it's hard. I think part of why people hate social media is because they don't know the fruit that are going to fall from it. And they don't have a strategy that's actually going to bear them fruit. So I want to ask this question to both of you, if you don't mind. How are you engaging your referral networks now? How are you engaging your past and current clients to make sure that they keep loving on you and learning from you and remembering that you're the geniuses that you are?
Well, you got to stay engaged, right? Like, again, like you said, whenever you finish and follow up with a client or you finish a project, staying engaged or thanking them for their time, and then posting content and from time to time tagging them and saying, hey, thought about you, whatever it is. But I know after our conversation, this is relevant to what we're talking about, right? Found this cool article, shoot it over to them just to stay on top of their mind, right? Just don't let it just sit there and them just disappear, because again, if they don't see that you appreciate, it's not even really appreciating them or not, but you know, they still maybe want to have that contact point with you, but they don't know how to ask, they don't know how to proceed with that. And so it comes down to you and me, like being social media experts or whatever, to stay engaged and throwing our name in the hat, throwing our name in the ring, and not letting their sense of complacency be our sense of complacency, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I love that you said that, right? That you have a system of, you know, that you're going to stay in touch with them. You're going to send them something. You're going to send them a hello. Some people do the holiday cards. Yes. Right. And you've got, I'm sure, Andrew, you've got something like that too. Like, we know that that's a thing. And this is one of those tools that helps us stay in touch. That is something that is feasible. And I know we can't always be on the phone with all of our past clients. Everyone's busy, but there are ways to do it. And so social media is one of those ingredients of how you can do it. And social media maybe to email marketing, right? So I love that. Andrew, what about you? How do you stay in touch with your people? Because I'm sure lots of listeners are going to be curious. This is what they should know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so I have two main businesses. One is
good for you.
Kind of keeps me on my toes. But so the one business is a consulting business. It's product development and business or product launch strategy. So so right now I'm working on getting more content out there, because with that business, I have, for the most part over the last few years, been running it with that, you know, old school outreach, you know, that's my main method of marketing, and it works really well. You know, I network with people like intellectual property attorneys and manufacturers who I can say, hey, you know, I'd love to refer you guys business, because I have clients who need manufacturing. I have clients who are trying to file a patent. And if you get anybody who comes your way who isn't ready for you yet, but they need product development, if you could send them my way, that would be great. And so that works really well. But it's tough to scale that up without using social media. So I'm getting into that more and more. And, you know, I'm figuring out how to leverage my LinkedIn network. It all starts, I think a lot of it starts with content, you know, so that's really where I'm putting a lot of my effort right now, is creating content that I can share with people. And then because then I have a real reason to connect with people, to say, hey, check this out. I made this little video about doing market research. What do you think? You know, it just is a really great excuse for people to connect. And then I think it's an easy way to scale up. And then you mentioned turning those, as soon as you can, turning your audience into email subscribers, because that's the only thing. We've talked about this on the show before, but that's the only thing you control, right? Is your email list. You know, you can use the platform you use, you know, if it's Active Campaign,
Active Campaign,
or whatever it is, right? If Active Campaign goes out of business tomorrow, doesn't matter for you. You just find another, you know, email client. And but if you're, you know, if all of your business is derived from social media or other platforms, you don't have any control over that. You know, if you have you got 300 million followers on Instagram, that's great. But if you haven't converted them into email subscribers, or any of them, then it could all just disappear.
Or Facebook or Instagram pulls the plug. Boom.
Exactly.
It's happened.
There's my audience. Where'd it go?
My Periscope audience. I had a great Periscope audience, but Periscope ain't so popular anymore. So
exactly. I read an article. I don't know how true this is, what you know, if this is true or not, but with Joe Rogan, he sold his, you know, he sold the rights to, or he signed a $100 million contract with Spotify, you know, to host his podcast, right? But which is a lot of money. It's an enormous amount of money. But I read something where if he had a solid email list, he could have sold it. He maybe could have sold it for $1 billion.
Yeah.
So like, and maybe not $1 billion, but more, he would have been worth more if he had more control over his audience, more control. That sounds bad. That sounds manipulative, but you know what I mean?
Direct ties.
Direct ties. Yeah. With email. So I thought that was interesting. You know, what you said about getting that audience off social and onto your email list, but interacting with them on social is so powerful. So
yes, Andrew, I love everything that you said. I think so many people are going to hear this and be like, yes, I relate. And I want to commend you on doing that whole outreach, going out there. That is something that I'm going to be real. It's a hard thing. Like that has not been my play. I don't have the drive that you do to go out and do it, but you have the thing that's already so hard to do is that you know who you're looking for, you know who you're hunting for. And if you've added them to your list, they're ready to see you and what you have to do. So can I give you a hack that maybe you don't have to use it, but your audience might appreciate this because they might not even have content out yet. Can I give you a thing?
We love hacks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, please.
It's some people are like, I don't even know what to post. And like, you know, a social media freelancer who is not given direction from the business owner and what their audience is looking for, like they will just post pretty things that are related and people will see your name. That's the basic level of social media. But what a business where you're trying to serve people, right? What they need to see from your content is, and I like to use the idea like, what are your top 10 questions that you get all the time? Like, what is your FAQ? Whether it be for you, Andrew, or anybody who's listening to this, if your top 10 questions are not easily infused into your content, your website, maybe video clips, whatever it is, you're missing on a chance for your audience when they look you up to get that information before they get on the phone with you, is that they have to give you that chance to get on the phone with you, to have that conversation via LinkedIn messages. So now your content is now educating them and training them on the things that they were wondering about that they never had the answer to long before they ever give you the chance to get on the phone. So always thinking, what are your FAQs? And can you tell your clients their problems before they even realize they have them?
Yeah, definitely. And I hear similar questions over and over again from different clients. And I keep thinking, man, I really have to put this into a video.
Yeah. A blog,
I really have to get
post.
This out there. Yeah. Yep. No,
podcast.
Podcast. Exactly. Yeah.
It could be a lot of different ways.
Yeah. And this is with that entrepreneur life, it's a great way to, you know, get some information, some questions answered for people. And it's just one more touch point. So exactly. But that's great advice.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah. I get that all the time. What do I post? That's what you post. Exactly. Your clients tell you all the time what they want to see.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Just kind of think about that and reverse engineer from there.
Exactly.
So Shaily, when somebody asks you where to get started with social media, what do you tell them? And you touched on that just a little bit right there, but like in general, when somebody just asks that basic question, what do you say?
Oof. So maybe I would say there's a lot of ways. I always love the experimenting. The second thing is like, it's like, I also want to ask them this question. It's a relationship thing. It's like, where are your people? That's one big part of it. But also too, what are you not going to hate doing? Because if you're solo, you don't want to hate it. And I hate that, like, it's true, but people hate doing their own social media because they feel like it's obligated. They don't know what they're doing. And it's like another task. And there are 1,000, entrepreneurs, we have a million things to do all the time. We are the accountant. We are the salesperson. We are the marketer. we're the service provider. We are 100 of the things. And so like, you have to find something that you like doing. So for me, actually, it's funny. I hate writing, but LinkedIn writing has been really good for me. But like, I don't know if you can tell, but I love the talking and the personality thing. So discovering that I was like, wait, I almost love this doing, I love being hired to do speaking engagements, but sometimes if I contribute to a speaking engagement, it takes a lot. And here I get to have a conversation. And for me, that is strong for me. I know that I love live streaming, that I can facilitate a great conversation when people are in there. So I know that that's where my strength is. So LinkedIn Live, I am waiting for you to freaking let me have it because I have been prepared for this for like doing more than a decade of live streaming. I'm like, give it to me. But like, find the thing that you're good at and what platform favors that skills. If you like editing short videos, I'm obsessed with TikTok, but it takes me a lot of effort to like edit some of these videos, and I'm like, ugh. But like, find the thing you're good at and find out where you might like it. If you like photography, maybe Instagram's a good spot for you. You know, if you like writing, Medium might be great. If you want to answer questions for people, Quora, or if you want to know what your audience is asking, go to Quora and you can see what other people are asking about that may be relevant to your business or industry. I actually bought, it's funny, I love matcha. Have you all had matcha? Like green tea powder? Oh, God, so good.
Yeah.
So basically, I love this product. It gives you energy. It's almost like drunk without the drunk. Like, but it's caffeine. It's great. And you don't crash. It's delicious. And so I wanted to go buy matcha. I was out. And so I was like, where do I go to find affordable matcha, but it's good quality? And I was going for the fancy one. I used to work at Jamba Juice and it was very expensive and I didn't know where to find that matcha. So I posted on Quora. I'm like, I'm looking for matcha that's affordable, but like is going to give me really great lattes. And one lady from My Matcha Life, I'm going to shout her out. She replied to me and she's like, oh, you know, you need it to be Japanese because of the, you know, all the other ones, they cut it with like bad powders that they're not really matcha. You want good quality, you want this. And so I ended up buying one of her products and I was like, great, now I have matcha that is a high quality grade because she replied to my question when I had it. And I was like, great, why not?
So cool.
So anyway, you got to find what you like and what your skills are at and start from there. That might be an easy place to begin. And if anything, bring your audience there if you can. Like I always say, like whenever you want someone to like your page, connect with you, ask them personally. Don't just send them I hate this with Facebook. Please like my page. I'm like, I don't know what your page is about. You have no information on there. I'm like, why should I give a dang? But if you message me and said, hey, I'm doing this thing. Can you support me? I've seen this. I have a client that I told her to do this with every person she added on Facebook. I had 2 clients at the same time. This drove me insane. I told them both exactly what they need to do with Facebook. One listened and one didn't. The one that listened and didn't just willy-nilly add 300 people to, the one that listened and added people one by one is getting 7, 8, 9, 10 likes per post out of 60 people who follow, which is actually pretty darn good for Facebook.
That is, yeah.
So like, and she's getting, the other guy is posting stuff that is not related to his audience. He like kind of willy-nilly added everyone, and the Facebook algorithms think that this page is stupid, so they don't post it and they don't share stuff out. So like it shows how much the people know that you care matters. So a huge difference there. And it's awesome. So anyway, I could talk about this all day. You know me. I love it.
That's cool. It's cool to have that side-by-side comparison.
Yeah.
Show what, you know, what your tip for somebody actually helped. It helped one person who took your advice and and the person who didn't take your advice, they didn't get very far. So that's pretty interesting to see. But yeah. But yeah, I think that I agree. I think that's really probably the most important thing is just to figure out what you like, you know, and that's based on your personality, what you've done, you know, in the past, like what you're good at. If you like talking, you know, you could be on a podcast, you know, you can do video. If you like writing, there's plenty of opportunity for that. Sure. So there's so many different opportunities, but I think a lot of people, I think the mistake people make is they're like, all right, I'm going to be on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and I'm also going to do LinkedIn and YouTube and this and that. And like, eventually, that's hard. Eventually, if you have a team, but
yes, if you have a team. Even with a team, it's a lot.
Your focus gets diverted, and you can't truly engage with the core audience that you're trying to reach. You know, like again, you're going to have a different audience on LinkedIn than you do on Facebook. Obviously, it seems like a lot of people are getting angry now because people are leveraging LinkedIn like it is Facebook, and everybody's like, this is like Facebook crap. This is like, stop. This is LinkedIn, so leave the Facebook stuff off here. And it's just funny because, again, people don't know how to use it correctly to an extent. But like you said, you have to look and know what your business is. And so if it's picture heavy on things like, you know, coffee or flowers or whatever it is, you know, if it's apparel, obviously Instagram is going to be huge for you because you can take pictures and show all that stuff off, and that's awesome, you know. But like if your business, if you're trying to get clients at like a B2B, I mean, why wouldn't you try to leverage LinkedIn, right? Like those are other business people. Like it's like they're not on here exactly. They're just not on here just to be on here, right? They're business-minded individuals that
have
either own business, they have cash, whatever it is, they're there, and you have to engage, and you have to know if that's your audience or not, you know? So
insane. Yeah. It's insane. LinkedIn is insane. They said, what is it? I don't know what the stat was, but there was like some, like 60 or 80% of millionaires or something like that are on LinkedIn. It was some crazy stat. And I was like, I would believe it. The average salary of people on LinkedIn is like, I think it's the average salary on other platforms is somewhere around like 30 or 40,000 a year. LinkedIn, it's like 70. So there's also like a very sophisticated crowd on there. But like you said, the fashion people, like Instagram's probably going to be a good spot for you. So maybe you don't have a choice in that matter, but there's ways to use your superpowers on there too. Yeah. I will say, yes, you don't want to be on a million platforms. You're going to stretch yourself thin, but there is a way to translate the same concept and same content into different things that will feed into other platforms, which is a little bit more doable with the same idea, this reformatted for what the platforms are looking for. That's always important. The other thing I will say about being on a lot of platforms, there is one advantage. So I always tell my clients, like if anything, I call it like put up a showcase page on every platform. So you could put a LinkedIn job business page, but now those don't get a ton of traction, but just having the page, someone's going to look at your LinkedIn, they're going to look at your career, they're going to look there. So if you could tell them, hey, follow us on our personal pages, great. You can direct them to where you actually want them to go. Check out my website. You can tell them where you want to go. So with her, one of my clients, I told her, you know what? I don't want you to get too tied up into Instagram right now, but I want you to make one because you never know when, and this goes for Twitter too, you never know when someone's going to want to tag you in their post. So especially if you get any sort of press, they might look to say, oh, I want to tag this woman's company. But if they can't find you, there's no credit there. And the people on Twitter are not going to know where to go next if they want to learn about your company. You just lost some attention. So I told her to get an Instagram. Huge point, right? She gets an Instagram within a week. I guess it pinged all her Facebook people to tell her that she had an Instagram. She put like one little post there to give them some sort of direction to go to her other pages, just as a starting point. And then a organization tagged her in an event that she's going to be speaking at on Instagram. And she would have never gotten that tag if she hadn't had that account ready to go. Exactly. Does she need to post every darn day? No. I might have her put something easy on there that's low effort for her, if anything. But but having it means that they can now find you and at least you can direct them somewhere.
Oh, for sure. And it's very important. I mean, I have a digital marketing agency. So grabbing social media real estate, even if you don't leverage it or use it at the time, is very important, right? For backlinks, for everything else though, that too. And what you just said, so people can tag you because you don't know that your person that, wants to shout you out just uses Twitter. And hey, I don't have a Twitter account, they can't tag me. Or they want to shout me out and they just put my name, but nobody's going to really be able to find me because I don't have it, right? And so that is why it's very important. Even if you don't leverage anything at that time, you're like, I don't need a Twitter account. I don't need Instagram because I don't use it.
Yes.
Go ahead and get it. And if you don't even want to create it, have somebody create it for you.
Yeah.
So it is there with your information, the important key details that you want people to know. So when they do want to shout you out, or when they do come across, or when they do a photo op or whatever it is, they can shout you out and give you the credit that credit is due, right? And that's
amen to that.
I do not want people to miss out on that, and our listeners to think that, hey, just because I don't use this, just because I don't use Quora, just because I don't use A, B, C, Parler, or whatever else is coming up on the on the MeWe's and all that other stuff that's coming around the corner, the WhatsApps. Just get an account, create something, and just have it there so somebody can reach out to you or shout you out if they want to.
Yes. And I'm going to yes and that because everything you said is such fire. A yes and to this. The other part of making the account, whether you're sure if you're going to use it or not, is that you get an advantage. Is that I was on TikTok 4 years ago when it was called Musical.ly. And I didn't think much of it. I made some lip syncing videos. It's awful. I took some of them off. But like now, like 2-3 years later, every of one of my like connections or friends from other platforms, whenever they sign up for a new account, they will always get recommendations from people they know. Right. So they'll see, oh, your friend Shaily is on this account already. You should follow your friend Shaily. So that when I decided to care about that platform, I get the first to platform advantage. I already had 200 followers. Yeah. Same with like Instagram. Am I Instagram crazy? I posted like 13 times on Instagram, but I already have 700 followers because I was on there before any of my Facebook friends were. And every time they connected to their Facebook, they will get, oh, your friend Shaily is already on here. Same with Quora, is that every person that came after me is already following me. My friend posts on Quora like 100 times a day, and I have more followers than he does because my people saw me on there first as their first connection. So keep that in mind. You might garner names and likes from people that down the line you might care for. Same with emails. Like even if you don't have an email that's going out every week, if you're not capturing them, you never know. Later down the line, you might want to use it. Yeah. So first the platform.
Yeah. And you secure that, that handle.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
somebody else could scoop it up and, it could also help you if you're looking for the name of your business, you're trying to figure out what that is. That might help drive your decision, right?
Yeah.
If it's already taken on, if the domain's not taken, like the URL, but it's taken on Instagram, and that's like the platform that you really want to dig into.
Don't go there, Andrew. Don't go there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
There's a sore spot here. I see.
Don't go there.
It happens for everybody, even at that entrepreneur life.
Exactly. At that entrepreneur life, you see that it's like that entrepreneur life USA or something like that. I'm like, come on, man.
Like, man, it's so close.
We got it everywhere else. It's like, but we couldn't get it on Instagram. Come on.
Well, if you get a trademark, you might be able to force them to give it up.
That's true.
But it depends on what you want to do.
Great.
Yeah.
I have a client that's dealing with this now. Somebody took her names on a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, she has a trademark. So I know a lawyer who does social media law, so like I know she could probably hack that out. So anyway,
so we need to talk.
Yeah,
I want that name.
Yeah.
So Shaily, through your entrepreneurial journey, let's just keep this thing going because it's a good conversation. So from your entrepreneurial journey, the highs and lows that we all experience as entrepreneurs. What has been the most difficult thing for you to date about being an entrepreneur?
Oof. I don't think I've shared this, but like, there was an embarrassing point in my business where there was an extended period of time where I was being hired for various things, but not one of them was social media. And I knew everything about social media that I knew that so many people needed to know. And it was heartbreaking. And it made me feel like maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe something's wrong. And when it shifted to Sherpa, it was like a light bulb. I was like, oh my gosh, I suffered all of this thinking maybe I wasn't good enough. But I'm like, I know what I have is important, but just to not like sometimes that idea of like, if I'm not getting paid for something, that maybe I'm not good enough, or if I don't always have a client. And I heard this, I was on a call yesterday where this woman was like, I've been getting referrals for a long time and it's been a little bit dry. And she felt like she had to be hard on herself because she didn't always have clients coming in. And, that we hear about this like feast and famine, especially for contractors, freelancers, consultants, like it's a real thing. And it's like not letting go of tying that my self-worth and my skills and my abilities are not tied to like my booming months versus my not booming months. And I think that kind of hurt a little bit. And it was really scary for a few months where I was like using credit cards, and it was great. This is a long time ago, but like that was really hard. I'd say that's scary. Also too, like not knowing where to go for help is that I know what it's like to run a business. You both know how to run a business, but like the people in my life, my friends have no idea how to run a business. Dating someone a few years ago, like he thought like what I was doing was, oh, she's got a cute little business. Oh, I might. And I hated that he said this. And so I like urge men, don't do this to your partners if you date women. But like, he was like, like he treated me like he's going to have to support me one day. And like that I wasn't capable of anything. And it really hurt. And he was trying to give me business advice when he himself has never run a business before. It was really painful hearing a friend of mine when I was playing with like a website platform and I was selling a service online through a website. She's like, oh, I hate this. Literally, she didn't think twice when she said this, but it hurt me so bad. She's like, oh, I can, maybe I'll decide to do that one of these weekends and I'll start a little business thing. And I was like, you don't know how much I've suffered just to get this far. Like, I'm not a bajillionaire. I don't have all that stuff, and it does okay. But like, that broke my heart that she thought that this was something that she can just do overnight. And it's like someone like y'all know this, like it takes a lot. It takes everything. Sure. It is in your head all the time. It is like a baby. I don't know if it's really like a baby. I don't have kids, so I'm sorry, parents, if I've offended you here.
Well, I never carried one. I do have a few though.
There you go. But like it's something you have to nourish, and I would say that a lot of people don't understand that. And so I now I feel like I have entrepreneurs that I can talk to who understand, but I think that was something that's hard, is that you're lonely. Who do I ask for help for? How do I build this? And it's such a blessing that this show exists, because you're doing that for so many people who might not have that outlet. So I commend you both for making these resources available to them.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it. And that's exactly right. That's the whole idea of this show, is to connect entrepreneurs and, make people understand that help people to understand that, even if you are doing it, even if you are in business by yourself, you're not alone. And there's so many people out there who are doing the same thing you're doing, with the same struggles, and who have down times, but they also have, really good times. Like, it can be, and you can have both, and you're going to have both. right? I mean, you hear a lot of stories of people who only seem like they've only ever been successful.
Right.
And then you hear stories of people who,
there's a struggle.
Always 100%. And then you hear stories of people who it seems like they kind of just totally failed at business, but, you're going to have both, and as long as you stick with it and you're persistent, and you have a network who can kind of help you out with actually two things. I think is, we talked about this offline a little bit. I think it's important for people to have inspiration and be able to talk through things, with other entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Just to have support. And then there's also people need let's say I'm launching a product and I want to figure out how to put it on Amazon. I want to talk to somebody who knows everything about
exactly,
creating a product listing on Amazon. And so there's actionable things that people want to know about. And so that's the other part of the equation, so but yeah, that's awesome. It's good to be honest, and it's good to show that it is a struggle, and but it's also fun. It's not actually that bad, everything has, even if you're working for somebody there, that's a struggle too. Working in general is a struggle, right? There's no getting around that.
Right. Entrepreneurship is awesome, but it is not easy. That's the thing. It's straight up. Everybody has to understand, you jump in, take that leap of faith. It's not just going to happen because you decided to do it. Like that Field of Dreams thing, you build it, they'll come. That's nonsense. That's a movie. Yep. Obviously, they built the field and they came, right? But at the end of the day, that's not how it works. So it's you have to build up.
There's 1,000 fields.
Exactly. And continue to work and continue to grind and continue to embrace the struggles, the highs and the lows, because that's what we just asked you about, right? What was your high through the highs and lows? That's what you have. It's like a roller coaster sometimes, but you try to make that roller coaster not so up and down as much as possible, and you try to go up, right? That's the fun part to me. I hate roller coasters. The fun part to me is like tick, 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 you're going up. I'm like, okay, this is dope. But outside of that, everything else is not going to be fun to me. I'm like, you go straight down, your stomach's still back there. I don't like any of that, right? But it's the ride up is fun.
The journey.
It's the journey, right? The ride up, the journey going up the mountain. But it's going down. You just have to embrace it and just I'm here now. It is what it is, and just know that things get better. And for me, when the roller coaster stops, things got better, right? After I stopped feeling like I feel after the ride, and my stomach finally catches up with me. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things. It's you just got to embrace it. Love the journey. And that's why you do it. And I think that's what gets me out of bed every morning is I know
Definitely.
There's an opportunity to succeed. There's an opportunity to be better. And just because something happened wrong yesterday, or I lost a client, or I gained a client, whatever it is, I just know that you just got to have the mentality that I'm going to kill it today and leave it at that. Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah,
I
man.
love it.
Yeah, it's that's the thing where sometimes we think, I'll be happy, I'll enjoy things when I get to my destination, but we're never really at our destination, right? If all of a sudden my business was doing $1 million a month next month, I'd be very, very excited. But cool. I would celebrate for sure, but then I'd also be like, all right, well, what else can I do? How can I, how can I
200 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go bigger.
Let's 10x this. Let's hunt. How do we go bigger? And but no matter where you are in your journey, it's so important to have fun, and just make the most of it every day. So.
Yes, love what you got. What is it? Do what I love what I do. That's what I named my podcast for exactly the reasons you both just shared.
Exactly.
I gotta love it. And I you know what? I'm grateful that I'm happy. And look, there's ups and downs, and there's always so much more to do, and it never ends. But I love that I'm happy. I have plenty of friends who are unhappy doing what they do, and I'm grateful that I wake up every day. Getting to support people and doing things that I care about, and it sounds like you all connect to. It's worth the challenge.
Yes.
Yeah. When you have passion about something, it's going to show, and you're going to be successful eventually. So just stick with it.
Yeah.
Well, Shaily, as we wrap up this episode, if you could leave our audience with one piece of advice, what would that be?
So this is great. I have a social media quote that I love to share, and I would wish I had written it myself. Social media is about the people, not about your business. Provide for the people, and the people will provide for you.
Love it. Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, putting out good value for people will come back to you. And it goes back to the content that you put up on social media and, everywhere else that you put out there into the world. If that's helpful content, then the business will come back to you. And even when it seems like, oh man, I don't know, I'm making a YouTube video and it's taking forever and I'm not sure if anybody's gonna like it. And if it's even, I'm making no money on this right now, It could come back in a huge way. So yeah, I love what you just said.
Yes to all of that.
I think that's a perfect way to end this episode, guys. And I think that's a wrap. And from the both of us, Shaily, we want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to bring energy and help us add value to what we're trying to do on our podcast.
Absolutely. I'm so grateful to be here. Can I connect? Can I guide your users to connect with me on LinkedIn or beyond?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. So I am all over the social media. As you can see, all of my experiments at Hakimian45. You'll see my name in the show notes. And I'm at yoursocialmediasherpa.com where I'm going to tell you this. We talked LinkedIn a little bit here, but your profile is almost like a second website. So your website is going to shape how your leads are going to see you. So I put really cool examples of other people's profiles on my page. So you can sign up and see 20 examples in there of really cool LinkedIn profiles so that you can really showcase yourself well for the next lead that comes onto your page.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super helpful for people to have examples and to know where to find you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, it's been awesome to have you on the show, Shaily. Guys, thank you so much for listening to That Entrepreneurial Life. To learn more about what Shaily is working on, check out Shaily Hakimian.
It's okay.
I just butchered
Shaily
that.
Hakimian.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It's good.
Shaily Hakimian. .com/podcast. I'm going to spell that out. We're also going to have that, a link to it, but ShailiHakimian.com/podcast. That way, get it there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Easier for people to type that way.
For sure. They're going to see that's my personal website, my business website, got every social media platform out there. So I'm there.
Yeah, connects to everything. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. And if you like what you heard today, everyone, make sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or any other major podcast directory. You can also find us on all of our socials and on our website at thatentrepreneurlife.com.
And with that said, we also want to quickly give a special shout out to our family and friends, to include all of our listeners, followers, and subscribers. Thanks for continuing to support what we do as entrepreneurs. And don't forget to join us next week for another episode of That Entrepreneur Life.
Thanks for listening to That Entrepreneur Life podcast. Be sure to visit thatentrepreneurlife.com to join the conversation, access our show notes, and discover our fantastic bonus content. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode as we continue to add value. Until next time.